Zimbabwe cash crisis worse.
Talking about Venezuela once again.
Systemic important banks. They removed the 1,000 thing on there called monetary awareness. Hey there, hope all is well. Back at your day with some RT news updates. And as you can tell by today's title, we're going to be talking about cryptocurrency and Russia and Putin. It all coming together for what is considered the crypto ruble. And so as of the last couple of days, there's been an announcement out of Russia that a bill has been put before the parliament there in order to make the crypto ruble a actual legal tender in the country, or begin the implementation of how to develop it to put it in circulation within the next couple months, give or take a year or so. So as always, I want to cover a couple articles, give you more insight as to what is actually going on from the news, but also more importantly tonight, join me and John and Phil Kennedy for RTD Live Talk at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be touching on subjects such as this, as well as the current issues around the dollar, around geopolitical events, you name it. So tune in tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to hang out with us and to chit chat live with us on RTD Live Talk. And as always, before I dive into today's articles, if you're new to RTD, I want to encourage you to click the subscribe button for more RTD Live Talks, news updates, as well as interviews. If you're new to Rethinking the Dollar altogether, I want to encourage you to visit the RTD University page, where I put together all my prior interviews dealing with issues such as this, as well as monetary policy, as well as finances, so that you can get a better understanding of what's going on in regards to your money. So let's dive into the very first article. So the very first article here is from RT.com, and it says, Crypto Ruble introduced as legal tender in draft bill submitted by Russian parliament. And the very next article here is from Coinsquare.io, and it says, Russian parliament receives draft bill for crypto ruble launch. So as always, there's going to be two articles, but I want to encourage you to take the time to dive into them a little bit deeper for yourself. Just want to skim the surface a little bit, give you something to think about. And as always, at the very end, share my thoughts on how this is impactful, similar to what's happening in Venezuela, but yet I'm sure there'll be a much different response, meaning that, they're not going to just walk into Russia or to implement some type of policy here in the United States of America to impact Russia beyond the sanctions they've already put in place, which don't really seem to be working that much. So let's dive into the very first one. So here we go. Crypto ruble introduced as legal tender and draft submitted to Russian parliament. So I'll give you an idea what's going on here. It says, a draft law introducing the national cryptocurrency, crypto ruble, as an official means of payment in Russia has been submitted by parliament. So the amendment proposed by the draft law codify the digital financial asset as a legal means of payment on the territory of Russia. The document's explanatory notes reads, the draft law was submitted by a Communist Party MP. It specifies that the currency will go by the name of crypto ruble. It says the document proposes several amendments to the Russian civil code, which would make the crypto ruble a legal means of payment circulated nationwide. The bill was submitted to Parliament at the same time that another draft law aimed at regulating the mining and circulation of digital assets in Russia. So the crypto ruble will also be promoted for circulation on international markets. According to Russia's Deputy Minister of Economic Development, who stressed the crypto ruble is designed to become Russian digital money in light of the digital economy. So the idea that they're going to implement a digital crypto on the international markets more likely will be pegged to the petro that they have available as well as maybe some gold backing and whatnot, all used in that Euro-Asian trade deal package they're putting together, as well as the One Belt, One Road initiative that China is putting together. So you can believe that if this does come into being, which it seems like it will, it's going to be used heavily in that region there. If there's not much the United States of America can really do to stop it, even if they attempt to increase the sanctions and whatnot, those sanctions don't really seem to be working in the first place. So I'm sure it won't really hinder them whatsoever. Next one. It says Russian parliament receives draft bill for crypto ruble launch. This is a little bit more detailed here. And give you an idea what's going on here, it says digital money for the digital economy. It says the legislation for the state-issued digital currency stated that the crypto ruble would be a digital financial asset, cryptocurrency, an analog of the ruble, which has circulation in the territory of the Russian Federation, which is proposed by cryptographic methods and used by participants in a distributed registry of digital transactions. The creation of the crypto ruble does not come as much of a surprise in Russia or in a global context. Over the past 5 years, several countries considered launching a digital currency. In 2015, Ecuador was the first country to launch a national digital currency, while China in 2016 and Venezuela in 2017 announced the development of their digital currencies. It says, according to the official draft law, the users cannot mine the crypto ruble. Instead, the government will issue, control, and maintain the digital currency. It says one can exchange crypto rubles for regular rubles anytime. However, crypto rubles will require proof of origin such as documented retail transactions. For any undocumented crypto rubles, the individual will incur a 13% tax. So right then and there gives it a little bit of a different standpoint than most cryptocurrencies. Because it is centralized, it will be controlled directly by the government or the central bank of Russia, and you can't prove where you got it from or how it got into your hands, you will be taxed. So once again, the whole goal is to keep tabs on this currency so that they can know everything that happens with it. So they want to know when you earn it as well as what you spend it on. So that is the idea of a centralized cryptocurrency, which will be demonstrated right here in Russia, as well as probably in Venezuela, as well as Ecuador, as well as China, all with the idea of keeping tabs on you, the user. I mentioned that the crypto ruble suits us very well for sensitive activity on behalf of the state. We can settle accounts on our counterparties all over the world with no regard of sanctions. So once again, the idea of them going around sanctions, that's why they're probably a little bit more excited than most countries to come up with it now. So there we have the idea that the crypto ruble is being submitted before Parliament to be considered a legal tender in the days ahead as they develop it. It's good to say that the process of having that currency up and running is already finished. Maybe more so just waiting to get it officially approved, because I would imagine that if there was some type of need to implement it right away, it'll be something they can roll out with no problems whatsoever. So the formality is just to go through the typical measures of submitting it directly towards the governing authority, the politicians, so that they can give their thumbs up. But it's good to say that it's already in the mix, already ready to be rolled out if need be. And so we'll see how this pans out in the next couple of days. But yet more importantly, like always, back when Venezuela announced their intention to come out of cryptocurrency at the beginning of last year, it wasn't received so well by the United States of America. And so as the last couple of weeks, a couple of politicians decide to share their opinion. And it looks as of right now, Steve Mnuchin, our Secretary of Treasury, is supposed to be looking into how to impose further sanctions on Venezuela for their idea of trying to go around the dollar. So we'll see how they respond to Russia speeding up their need to have a cryptocurrency so that they can do business more so outside the dollar than they already are. So just wanted to give you guys something to think about. Also, be curious to hear your thoughts on how this crypto ruble will pan out. Will it be something that becomes mainstream, where more countries, especially in that area, begin to adapt the cryptocurrency mindset and begin forming their own type of crypto to circulate amongst their own country, as well as to do business with Russia and China and perhaps Venezuela, that are all heading towards the crypto space for a national currency? So just what's happening in the news. Love to hear your thoughts. Other than that, look forward to seeing you tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with John and Phil Kennedy from Kennedy Financial. Have a good day.